Yeah, Hunter has been. It's so good to see that towards the end of the season, he's been swinging it probably as good as he has been for the entire year. And it would be awesome, obviously, to see him for the next 2 weeks to finish off the season and have one of his best months.
The 0-2. Wave and a miss, and an off-speed pitch below the zone, and Haas goes down on strikes. So runner stranded at first base, a near inside the park home run, and a lot happening for no score here in the bottom of the second. We're tied 1-1 as we go to the third right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
This summer, we're going from minor league baseball to major fun. Whether you're just stopping by or looking for that Grand Slam getaway, Wyndham rewards everyone. Start earning points on your next qualified by Wyndham hotel stay and redeem them for minor league baseball tickets and experiences all summer long. Not a Wyndham Rewards member? Join for free at WyndhamRewards.com. Restrictions apply. Visit WyndhamRewards.com for more details.
At First Bank, we're proud of more than 100 years of financial strength. But on game days, our numbers look even better when they're lighting up a scoreboard printed on a jersey or in bold type on the sports page. We know there's strength in numbers, and nothing's stronger than the bonds formed around local teams. And the return on this investment? Neighbors coming together again year after year. Bank where community is number one. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
This is JJ Goss, and you're listening to the future stars of the Tampa Bay Rays on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
We have already made it to the top of the third inning here at Bowling Green Ballpark. Riley Edwards and Matthew Hargrove right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network with you. It's a tie game 1-1. There was some dramatics in the last half inning. Brock Jones thought he might have had an inside the park home run to break that franchise career home run record, but we'll have to wait at least one more at bat to see what happens. It was a perfect relay from Blyson center to Ravello at second, and then to Rosario at home. And the tag was applied there, and that pretty much stopped the momentum in that inning for Bowling Green as we stay tied at 1 here in the top of the third. Here's a first pitch from Hopkins to Miguel Blyce. Misses his zone, makes it 1 ball and no strikes. Here's a pitch. Misses high and in. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. Misses low and inside, and now it's 3 balls and no strikes. And this is how Hopkins started that tough inning in the first. Just fell behind the leadoff base runner. Let Greenville kind of get some guys on and then work on the offense through there. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Fastball at the knees. Keeps Blyce to the plate as he tosses the bat aside. He'll go pick it up and head back to the right-handed batter's box. (3-1). Misses low on the fastball at 97. It's a 5-pitch walk to start off the inning. So runner at first, and it brings up the right fielder, Zach Earhart. Earhart was hit by a pitch in the first inning and was stranded at third base later on. It is also about that time we take you through Houchins Insurance Group scoreboard update. Here in the top of the third inning. First pitch, Blyce takes off. Pitch misses outside. Throw down to second. Tag applied. And they couldn't get him. So there is stolen base number 19 this season for Miguel Blyce. And Greenville has to go ahead and runner in scoring position.
And just a phenomenal throw from Tatum Levens. He was just a little slow getting out of the glove. It looks like there might have been a bobble.
Here comes the 1-0 offering. This is inside to Earhart. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. So we always start with the Tampa Bay Rays. They have yet to start, though. It's an 8:40 Central Time first pitch in Seattle. Here's a 2-0. Misses high and in, and it gets away from Levens. So up to third goes Blyce, who thought about coming home. But he will stay at third on the wild pitch. So 90 feet away from scoring with no outs here in the top of the third. The Tigers and Angels were supposed to start in Detroit this afternoon, but it was a 5:40 p.m. Central Time first pitch. They are delayed at Comerica Park. Also delayed in Cleveland. The Guardians hosting the Royals. It's a 2-1 Royals lead. 3-0 fastball misses too high, and there's another walk. Third walk of the game already for Brody Hopkins, and there's runners at the corners with no outs for the four-hitter Ronald Rosario. But that game's delayed in the bottom of the fifth in Cleveland with that 2-1 Royals lead. 1-0. Reds are up on the Athletics in the bottom of the sixth in Cincinnati. 9-2. Cubs are leading the Pirates in Pittsburgh in the middle of the fifth. It's a 4-0 Phillies lead over the Astros in the top of the sixth inning in Philadelphia, while the Nationals are at home in D.C. It's a 3-0 lead over the Yankees. 3-1, Red Sox are up on the Blue Jays after 4 innings of play. Jarren Duran with a solo home run, his 20th of the year. 2-0 the lead for the Braves over the Twins in Minnesota, heading into the bottom of the third inning. Bottom of the second in St. Louis, the Padres lead the Cardinals 4-2. Luis Arias with an RBI base hit, along with a Mason McCoy RBI ground out. No score between the Rangers and the White Sox in the top of the first inning. They basically got 4 pitches into that game, and now they're delayed. So,
that's tough.
What a terrific start.
Yeah.
In the south side of Chicago. First pitch to Rosario. Fastball misses inside at 96, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the first inning in Milwaukee, the Brewers and the Giants are scoreless. Marlins and Rockies are just getting ready to start, and then some of the games going on later tonight. 8:40 Central Time between the Mets and Diamondbacks in Arizona. It's a pickoff attempt goes towards first, not in time. First disengagement for Hopkins. And the latest game to go tonight and the final that we have for you. Here in this Houchins Insurance Group scoreboard update, the Orioles and Dodgers in Los Angeles. Matthew will have another Houchins Insurance Group scoreboard update in the 6th or on the South Atlantic League. As Rosario checks his swing and it misses inside, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Brody Hopkins, you can tell a little frustrated on the mound. That time he missed inside of the fastball and he just looked towards his own dugout and asked, "Where am I missing?" Here comes the 2-0. Fastball misses way above the zone, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. So Brody Hopkins is in danger of walking the bases loaded here in the top of the third inning. Blyce at third, Earhart at first. The pitch popped up first base side. This one will slide out of play, and it's 3-1.
Well, just to show you how rare this evening has already been for Brody Hopkins, so he's got 3 walks and he's hit a guy. The most walks that he has allowed in his career is 3. He's done that 9 times and already 1 more pitch away from having a new career high.
First pitch to Rosario, and it is another walk, so there is his 4th walk of the game and his 3rd of this inning. So Blyce is at third, Earhart is at second. Rosario's at first, all by way of walk, and it brings up Nelly Taylor, who had an RBI single in his first at-bat in Greenville. First pitch finds the zone to Taylor, and it makes it no balls and 1 strike. Next pitch misses below the zone, but a fantastic stop by Lemons to keep everyone put. And it's 1-1 on Taylor.
Tell you what, doing the Houchins Insurance Group scoreboard updates in the 6th are going to be a lot of fun over the next 2 weeks. Even in the North Division, there is a really tight race for that playoff spot in the second half.
Here's a 1-1. This is blasted towards center field. Homer Bush sprinting back towards the track. This is over his head and up against the wall. Blyce comes home to score from third. Earhart from second, and Rosario gets stopped at third base. It's a 2-run double for Nelly Taylor, who is off and running in his high A career. A single, a double, and 3 ribbies. He is the reason that Greenville is up 3-1 here at the top of the second inning.
Well, it's frustrating because Greenville only has 2 hits right now, and it's it's crazy to think, but Rafi Valenzuela, the manager for Bowling Green, is already out of the dugout. So that is it for Brody Hopkins. But it's frustrating because Greenville only has 2 hits, both of them from Taylor, and a 3-1 lead, and they can really already open things up.
Well, that will do it tonight for Brody Hopkins. So we're going to see TJ Fontaine come in from the bullpen. We'll take a break, and we'll come back and get you the specifics on the other side right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
At First Bank, we're proud of more than 100 years of financial strength. But on game days, our numbers look even better when they're lighting up a scoreboard printed on a jersey or in bold type on the sports page. We know there's strength in numbers, and nothing's stronger than the bonds formed around local teams. And the return on this investment? Neighbors coming together again year after year. Bank where community is number one. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
Hey Hot Rods fans, the Mint Gaming Hall Bowling Green is a proud partner of your Bowling Green Hot Rods, teaming together to deliver big hits and big fun. Located near the mall, Big Fun at the Mint is close by. Plan your next outing at the new Topgolf Swing Suite inside the Post-Time Race and Sports Lounge. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Rafael Valenzuela, and you're listening to the Hot Rods on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Well, for Brody Hopkins, he just had the shortest start of his professional career, just officially making it through 2 innings. There are no outs for the new left-handed pitcher TJ Fontaine entering this game. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by the Mint Gaming Hall with 2 locations, Bowling Green near the mall and at Kentucky Downs off exit 2. Learn more at themintgaming.com. So the infield will play in for Bowling Green. Here at the top of the 3rd, it's a 3-1 Greenville drive lead after the 2-run double from Nelly Taylor. He is batting 1,000 so far through his first 2 at-bats. Here with the Greenville drive is the first pitch, misses above the zone to Brian Gonzalez, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Fontaine this season 4-2 with a 3.69 ERA for Bowling Green as a breaking ball misses low. It's 2 balls and no strikes, and the good thing in this situation for the Hot Rods is they know that if they need it, TJ Fontaine can give them some length out of the bullpen. Here's the 2-0. This is fouled off on a hefty swing from Brian Gonzalez. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Gonzalez 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out to shortstop back in the 1st inning. It's Ronald Rosario at 3rd and Nelly Taylor at 2nd. So 2-1 is fouled off the very end of the bat, rolls to the backstop, and it's 2-2. Two offering from Fontaine. Got him swinging. Breaking ball at 78. And that is what we know from TJ Fontaine. He's going to sit low 90s with the fastball, but that breaking ball is what really keeps those hitters off balance.
Yeah, that's when he's at his best with the breaking pitch, the changeup, and he can locate the fastball really well. This is a good guy to definitely have in for this situation, and now going up against a lefty here.
First pitch finds the zone to the left-handed hitting left fielder Will Turner. Turner reached on an error by Gregory Barrios back in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1 overall tonight as the infield continues to play in. The 0-1. Misses inside at 80, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Misses below the zone at 77, and it's 2-1. Two-one offering. Wave and a miss. So Turner chases after a breaking ball below the zone, and Fontaine works it back to 2-2. Well, the last time we saw TJ Fontaine was in Hickory back on the 22nd. He allowed 1 run on 1 hit because it was a solo home run, but went 2 innings, walked none, and struck out 1 in a no decision. Here's a 2-2. Chopping ball snagged by Fontaine, who looks the runner back at third and throws to first. And that is a fantastic play by Fontaine to keep the runners in place and get the second out of the inning.
What a job right now from TJ Fontaine, just 1 out away, and you get out of this inning 3-1. We're still so early in this game, and it just would be massive if he's able to keep it just a 3-1 game right now.
First pitch to Luis Ravello is popped up first base side. Levens can't find it, but it doesn't matter. It's in the netting, and it's 0-1. How about that snag, though? High chopping ball. He just jumped up, grabbed it, stared at Ronald Rosario at third, and made a good throw to first. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Wave and a miss. Way out in front of 77, and it's 0-2.
And that's the toughest part about Fontaine is he loves to double up on the breaking pitches a ton and just trying to consistently stay back on it and go the other way.
0-2. Got him swinging on the breaking ball, and Fontaine works his magic. Strands a pair of runners on base, but Greenville does drive in 2 on a double from Nellie Taylor. It's 3-1 drive as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
From high school heroes to college legends, First Bank is proud to champion our local athletes. But we don't just back you on the field or on the court. We team up with customers to score the wins that grow communities. That takes better products, more accessible, flexible bankers, and the quick answers and solutions you can run with. Don't just make the switch. Make the team that champions community. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
Watch me now.
Listen up, baseball fans. The Valley Live app is your home for everything MILB. Download the app today and watch every single MILB game absolutely free. Chat and interact with other fans. Play daily games and win prizes. Plus, you'll get access to the MILB Zone, where you can follow your favorite MILB players and teams all season long. So step up to the plate and download the Valley Live app today.
This is Colton Ledbetter, and you're listening to the future stars of the Tampa Bay Rays on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Greenville has seized control again. A 2-run double by Nellie Taylor at the top of the 3rd inning has Greenville up 3-1 here at Bowling Green Ballpark. Hot Rods coming up to the plates. Top of the lineup duo, Gregory Barrios, Homer Bush Jr., and Colton Ledbetter. Riley Edwards and Matthew Hargrove up here on the 3rd base side at Bowling Green Ballpark on the Hot Rods Baseball Network. This should be a fun series, and it's already starting off on a pretty hot note. Greenville scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Bowling Green answered with 1 run in the bottom of the 1st inning, but that is where we sit, 3-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Jedickson Paez gives a nod, starts his motion, and here's the first pitch to Barrios. This is chopped foul on the 3rd base side, and it makes it no balls and 1 strike. Barrios 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out to 3rd base to lead off the bottom of the 1st inning. Paez gives a nod, and here comes the 0-1 pitch. Misses below the zone, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Barrios has really picked it up over the last few weeks offensively for Bowling Green. We saw him have a 4-hit game in Hickory last week, which was the first since one of those various 4-hit Trey Morgan games, the 1-1. High chopping ball right side. This one is against the shift, so there is another base hit for Gregory Barrios. Important base runner to get on at this point in the game because, yes, it's been a little back and forth, but Greenville takes the lead. You want to continue to press this with the momentum, and not only is a guy who gets on base for you, it's a guy who has 30 steals at the high A level this season.
And I love just the way that he works to the opposite field, and he does it on purpose. He knows that he's going to make solid contact going into the right field. You just don't see many hitters trying to do that anymore.
Barrios takes off. Bunt shown, pulled back. Throw down to second. Hops through it into center field, but not far enough away for Barrios to move up. So he gives a little swipe at Luis Ravello, who's giving him a hard time. He had no clue that that ball got into center field. He got to a knee, called time to the umpire when the ball was about 20, 30 feet behind him. So there is stolen base number 31 in high A for Barrios this season. And here comes the 1-0 pitch to Homer Bush. He shows bunt again, puts it down. Third base side and just rolls foul. Picked up by Liendo in foul territory, so it makes it 1-1, and Bush will go back to the plate. Boy, we have seen so many near misses bunting-wise from this Bowling Green team in the last couple of weeks. And why not? With all the speed that they have on this team, we see them drop down the bunts in more and more situations. Trust me, there is a fair share of guys on this team that are ready to hit the home run ball, but nearly everybody in this lineup has the speed to run out one of those bunts. That is a big reason why Bowling Green is also chasing their franchise stolen base record. The 1-1. Hard hit roller towards shortstop, backhanded in the dirt. There's a pump fake to first, throw to second, and they didn't get him. What a good decision by Reimer to throw back to second base, but Barrios just got in underneath the tag. And Luis Ravello at second base is beside himself. Hands on hips, they thought they got him, but instead, there's runners on first and second.
And it would have been, they definitely would have had him out if there was no pump fake from Reimer. If Reimer just decided to immediately go to second base, Barrios probably would have been in a pickle, or he would have been out by a mile. So, but Barrios, there he goes again, making it interesting on the base pass.
Also goes as an infield single for Homer Bush as Colton Ledbetter takes a first pitch breaking ball below the zone. It's no balls and one strike. Barrios at second, Bush at first. Ledbetter was no official at bat because of his RBI sac fly. Is at the plate. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Paez. Wave and a miss at the bender below the zone, and it's 1-1. Let's take a look at your first Reed Law Group hit counter tonight. 3 runs on 3 hits for Greenville. 1 run on 4 hits so far for Bowling Green. The 1-1. Wave and a miss again, and a pitch below the zone, and Ledbetter falls behind 1-2. He will call time, and the home plate umpire, Shinko Shizawa, gives it to him, which means that the base umpire tonight is Evan Anderson. Those two will flip back and forth all week here at Bowling Green Ballpark. Paez ready. The 1-2 to Ledbetter. Chopping ball first base side into the glove of Gonzalez. He has no choice but to just go to first. So it is 3 unassisted off the bat of Ledbetter, but a productive out, moving runners to second and third. So runners at second and third, and here comes Mac Horvath, who singled and stole a base in the first inning. He hit a liner right at Liendo at third, who just barely had it pop out of his mitt. Now a single here could possibly score 2. First pitch misses inside as Horvath jumps away from the plate. It's 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out, 2 runners on. Bottom of the third inning in a 3-1 Bowling Green deficit. Greenville ahead by 2. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Check swing foul ball to the backstop, and it evens up the count 1-1. He saw something at 80 miles per hour there, had a bit of indecision. Just takes a half swing at it, fouls it off, and it evens up the count at 1-1. Horvath waves his bat towards center. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. This is cranked in the air to left center field. Going back is Turner at the wall, looking up. It's not coming back. 3-run shot for Mac Horvath. His 11th at the high A level, and Bowling Green is in the lead 4-3. Mac is back. His first home run here at Bowling Green.
They need some kind of pop in the middle of this order, and Matt Horvath, that's now back-to-back games like you mentioned with a home run. And how about this response from Bowling Green? The Drive have had a great start on the road to begin this series, and just like that, Hot Rods are back on top.
First pitch to Brock Jones, or check that, Noah Myers. What a swing for Mac Horvath, who already has a multi-hit game here tonight. Paez delivers. And it misses, or no, it catches the bottom of the zone to Myers. And it's 1-1. Here's the pitch. Chopping ball, first base side goes foul. And it's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled off to the backstop. Keeps it 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, bases are empty here at the bottom of the third. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off again, and Myers continues to stay alive. We really saw a lot of that last week from him at Hickory, too. The ability to just kind of fight off and at-bats, and also had a game where he had 3 walks in Hickory last week. He's a guy that really understands the strike zone. Here comes the 0-2 offering. This is lined into center field, and it drops in front of Blyce. So back-to-back hits for Bowling Green. That is now their 4th hit of the inning. Exactly what you want to see from the middle of this Hot Rods lineup here in Bowling Green. They already have the 4-3 lead after getting back or dropping behind in the top half of the inning. Now there's a runner on base for Brock Jones.
And that was a really nice swing from Noah Myers. It wasn't even a bad pitch from Paez. Breaking ball, tried to backdoor him on the low and away corner, but Myers just stayed back and ripped it into center.
First pitch to Jones is fouled off to the backstop. It's no balls and 1 strike. 1 out, runner on first, bottom 3, a 4-3 Bowling Green lead. The 0-1. Fouled off to the backstop again by Jones. He reached out for an 83-mile-per-hour pitch that time, and it's 0-2. Here's the 0-1. Wave and a miss. They got him with the bender below the zone, and Jones goes down on strikes. That is just the 3rd strikeout tonight for Jennings and Paez, but a very big out to put the 2nd out on the board. Now he has to face Tatum Lemons with the runner on first and 2 away. First pitch to Levens. Misses outside. Just pops out of the mid of Rosario, but not far enough away for Myers to do any damage at first base, so he'll stay put. 1 ball and no strikes on Levens. Levens popped out to the 3rd base side back in the 2nd inning. Myers a healthy lead off the first base bag. The 1-0. Pops up and gets out of play behind zone plate. It's a 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Wave and a miss and a high fastball. Myers took a good secondary lead off the first base bag. Got in the head of Rosario, who looks over to first, but no throw, and it's 1-2 on Levens. Myers does have 7 stolen bases since being called up here to Bowling Green. The 1-2, Myers takes off. It's a dribbler down the third base line, but it goes foul past the bag.
This is another guy that it would be big time for him to get back going. And you know, during the month of July and right out of the All-Star break, that's when he was swinging it. He had one of the best batting averages for this entire roster. Now that has dipped down over the last 2 weeks, but it would be massive for him to get back going, especially here at home.
And Paez will step off. Just trying to reset. Need one more strike to end the inning, but also Myers would not be surprised if he's on the move again here. He's off to a good lead at first. The pitch home. This is laced foul down the left field line, gets into the Hiller corner, and it keeps it 1-2 strikes on Levens. The 1-2. Misses low and in. Myers takes off and slides into second base. Oh, they're gonna take the steal away from Myers because the home plate umpire Shin Koshizawa got in the way of that throw. He was a little too close. Rosario reached back to throw to second, and Koshizawa just knocked it out of his hand. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, like you said, Koshizawa his chest was too close to the arm action of the catcher Rosario.
Myers takes off again. The 2-2 is tapped out in front of the home plate. It's picked up by the pitcher. The throw to first just goes over Levin's head. Gonzalez is able to handle it. That'll end the inning. It was a weird ending, but Bowling Green takes the lead on a 3-run homer from Mac Horvath. That is 4-3 Bowling Green as we go to the 4th, right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling cause you know that you're in luck. When you're fixed up and you know it, Hiller solved it like you hoped it. If you're happy and you know it, shout it out, Hiller!
Hey Hot Rods fans, the Mint Gaming Home Bowling Green is a proud partner of your Bowling Green Hot Rods, teaming together to deliver big hits and big fun. Located near the mall, Big Fun at the Mint is close by. Plan your next outing at the new Topgolf Swing Suite inside the Post Time Race and Sports Lounge. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We're here in the top of the 4th inning at Bowling Green Ballpark, and after a 3-run homer from Mac Horvath, it's a 4-3 Bowling Green lead. TJ Fontaine will stay in after coming in relief in the top of the 3rd inning. And for the next few innings of play-by-play, here's Matthew Hargrove.
Appreciate it, Riley. It is so good to be back at Bowling Green Ballpark. Now I can have all the bacon jam burgers that I want. It's also Turbo's Tail Wagging Tuesday, so getting the opportunity to see all the friendly dogs around the downtown Bowling Green, Kentucky area. But it's been a good start to this series so far. A 4-3 lead for the Bowling Green Hot Rods over the Greenville Drive. And 9-1-2 due up in this inning offensively for Greenville, starting with the third baseman who has been terrific defensively. It's Abram Liendo. He has a tall stance from the right side. First pitch from TJ Fontaine is a fastball that snatches The high and outside corner for strike one. What a job by TJ Fontaine coming out of the bullpen in the top of the third inning and getting out of a massive jam. Now the kick in the pitch. Liendo has to scoot just outside of the right-handed batter's box to avoid a fastball at 92 miles per hour, and that evens the count at a ball and a strike. But he came into the game where the drive had already scored 2 runs. Now the 1-1. Liendo with a check swing, made contact. Slow roller to the third baseman, Horvath. He scoops it up. Strong throw across the diamond, just gets Liendo by a step. And after a few pitches, there's the first out of the top of the 4th inning for Fontaine. Now back to the top of the lineup. Here's the shortstop, Justin Reamer. 4-3 lead for the Hot Rods over the Drive in the top of the 4th inning from Bowling Green Ballpark. A gorgeous Tuesday evening and a full night sky. Here's the first pitch from the lefty, and Reamer takes a fastball high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. But going back to Fontaine, came into the game with a couple of runners on and nobody out. Already a 3-1 lead for the Drive, and he got 3 straight outs without allowing a run. 1-0. There's a fastball that belts the outside part of the plate and makes it 1 ball and 1 strike. Fontaine set up on the first base side of the rubber with all white and black Nike cleats. He heaves it, and Reamer takes a nasty changeup that dropped off the table and found the bottom line of the K zone. It's now 1-2. Reamer so far is 0 for 1. He had a swinging strikeout back in the second, led off the game with a walk and later scored. Played his college ball at Wright State and is recovering from an ACL injury. 1-2 on the way. A check swing, appeal to the field umpire, and Evan Anderson says safe. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. But during his last year at Wright State, which was in 2023, he tore his ACL, still got drafted in the 4th round by the Red Sox. Started this year on the 60-day IL. The 2-2. Reamer blasts this one, hooking down the right field line, near foul territory, and a lands foul. The right fielder, Ledbetter, almost had a beat on it. Was just out of his range, but thankfully for Fontaine, that thing was probably a baseball bat width length away from staying fair. And with all the speed that Reamer has, would have easily been extra bases. So now he picks up his all-natural grain bat and has to walk behind home plate and return to the right-handed batter's box. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fontaine looking for a clean top of the 4th. He has a new baseball and fires to the plate, laces this one foul into the backstop netting. Really nice fight from Reamer, and it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But it's obviously just been great to see Justin Reamer recovering right now from the ACL injury. For any sport, that is just so tough to come back from. 2-2 again is a blooper foul just over the first base dugout. So we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. What a great start to this game and this series. A lot on the line this week. Bowling Green trying to make that playoff push. A game and a half up on Greenville. 2-2 out in front for strike 3. There's an Atmos Energy bringing the gas strikeout for TJ Fontaine. He pulled the string on Reamer. So 2 up and 2 down to begin the top of the 4th inning. And now here's the Red Sox number 8 prospect and center fielder, Miguel Blyes. Has a tall stance from the right side. Fontaine still working out of the stretch. He goes to the plate. Blyes crushes this one deep to left field. Back goes Myers looking up, and it sails over the wall. A game-tying solo home run for the Red Sox number 8 prospect, Miguel Blyes. Mercy, that was scorched. Off the bat, you knew it had a chance, and it got out in a blink of the eye. That gives way to the former Oklahoma State outfielder, Zach Earhart. First pitch to him, and Earhart thought about going around, but it's a fastball he left up, but it's in the K zone, so it's 0-1. And what a night so far for Miguel Blyes. Had a walk and a stolen base back in the 3rd, and now that homer. Hard on the ground, left side, backhanded by Horvath at 3rd. Strong throw, scooped up by the first baseman Cameron James for the third and final out. A couple of really nice plays at the hot corner from Matt Corvath. That was a beautiful scoop by the first baseman Cameron James, and we head to the bottom of the fourth. Brand new ball game once again, all tied up at 4 between the Drive and the Hot Rods. From Bowling Green Ballpark, this is Hot Rods Baseball on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
From high school heroes to college legends, First Bank is proud to champion our local athletes. But we don't just back you on the field or on the court. We team up with customers to score the wins that grow communities. That takes better products, more accessible, flexible bankers, and the quick answers and solutions you can run with. Don't just make the switch, make the team that champions community. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
Watch me now.
Listen up, baseball fans. The Valley Live app is your home for everything MILB. Download the app today and watch every single MILB game absolutely free. Chat and interact with other fans. Play daily games and win prizes. Plus, you'll get access to the MILB Zone, where you can follow your favorite MILB players and teams all season long. So step up to the plate and download the Valley Live app today.
This is Alex Cook. Let's get you back to the action on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Jadixon Paez returns to the rubber for the Greenville Drive to begin the bottom of the fourth inning, and thanks to a moonshot solo homer from Miguel Blyes in the top of the fourth, it is a brand new ball game once again. All squared at 4 between the Greenville Drive and the Bowling Green Hot Rods on a gorgeous Tuesday evening and a full night sky in the downtown Bowling Green, Kentucky area. Cameron James is leading off, so you got 8, 9, and 1 due up offensively for the Hot Rods lineup. So far tonight, Cameron James is perfect. 1 for 1 with a single. That was back in the second inning. Paez working out of the windup. He spins and pulls the trigger. James swings and pops it up, foul territory near the first base coaching box. Camped under it is Gonzalez, and he snags it on his left shoulder. So quickly, 1 pitch and 1 out for Paez. That gives way to the middle infielder Hunter Haas, who climbs into the right-handed batter's box. 4-4 between Bowling Green and Greenville in the bottom of the fourth inning as the infield now shifts to the left side. The second baseman Ravello is playing directly up the middle. First opportunity on the way from Paez, and Hunter Haas has to limbo out of the way to avoid an 88-mile-per-hour breaking pitch. So it's 1 ball and no strikes. So a little bit of a different story. Riley mentioned it earlier how coming into this game, Hot Rods hitters were 0 for 13 against Paez this season. 1-0, and Hunter Haas comes up empty on the breaking pitch that was low and outside. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That is totally different now when you look up at the scoreboard behind the right center field wall, and they have 8 hits, 4 runs. 1-1. Haas swings off the end of the bat, and he bloops it into shallow center field. The left fielder Turner comes on into the gap to field it, throws it back into the infield, but there's a 1-out single for Hunter Haas, who continues over the last week to be really one of the best hitters in this lineup. And that is big for Bowling Green because the offense really over the last 2 weeks, even in Greensboro, there was times where they really struggled, especially early on in the game. And now here's Gregory Barrios back to the top of the lineup, batting from the right-handed batter's box. Pitch from Paez. A fastball that's clobbered foul just over the first base dugout. Makes it no balls and a strike. So with Hunter Haas at first base, he represents the go-ahead run, 4-4 between Greenville and Bowling Green in the bottom of the fourth inning. Barrios is 1 for 2. He had a single and later scored back in the third. Kicking the pitch. And Barrios has to lift his elbows high to avoid a breaking ball at 78 miles per hour. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Paez leans in for the sign, brings his red and black glove in front of his belt buckle, lifts his front leg and heaves it. And Barrios fouled it right off his front foot. He's okay, though, a little bit of a limp as he's walking behind home plate. And the home plate umpire, Shin Kojizawa, reads the room, gives him some time. and heads out toward the mound to hand a new baseball to Paez. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Gregory Barrios. Barrios still trying to shake off, making contact with his left foot. Now he gets back into the box. Wears orange wrist tape down his left hand, all white batting gloves. Circles the bat over his right shoulder. Ready to go back to work. Paez as well. The pitch. Hard on the ground, left side, scooped up by the third baseman Liendo. Fires to second for 1, on to first, and it's a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. That was quick, and also a very quick inning. We head to the top of the 5th, still 4-4 between Bowling Green and Greenville. From Bowling Green Ballpark, this is Hot Rods Baseball on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Hey, Hot Rods fans! The Mint Gaming Home Bowling Green is a proud partner of your Bowling Green Hot Rods, teaming together to deliver big hits and big fun. Located near the mall, Big Fun at the Mint is close by. Plan your next outing at the new Topgolf Swing Suite inside the Post Time Race and Sports Lounge. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling cause you know that you're in luck. When you're fixed up and you know it, Hiller solved it like you hoped it. If you're happy and you know it, shout it out, Hiller!
We head to the top of the 5th inning from Bowling Green Ballpark, and we're all tied up at 4 between the Greenville Drive and the Bowling Green Hot Rods. Thanks for joining us. It's going to be a fun week, playoff push, last 2 weeks of the season, and you really can't beat this matchup. It's almost like the South Atlantic League planned this week, where they knew Bowling Green and Greenville was going to be a game and a half back of each other, one of the two, going into the second to last week of the season. It's just perfect.
Well, it's happened twice now to Bowling Green. You think you're making it sound like there's a script.
I know. It's interesting. Ronald Rosario chops this one to the shortstop Barrios. Backhands it. Off-balance throw into the chest of the first baseman Cameron James. Smooth as silk. Gregory Barrios on that 6-3 putout.
Oh, great play by Barrios. And he's just been able to show that ability to throw off platform. He can go anywhere with his glove. He can go glove side. He can go across his body, backhand, and just like that, he throws off his right foot, across his body, and it's right on point. It's Cameron James.
Well, here's someone that they need to be very careful with, and that's Nelly Taylor. Digs into the left side. First pitch swinging, ropes it foul towards the tarp down the right field line. No balls and a strike. 4-4 between the Hot Rods and the Drive. And it's so weird when you look up at the scoreboard because there's 9 hits for Bowling Green and just 3 for Greenville. But the way this game has gone and how many runners the Greenville Drive have had on base, you know, you can make the argument, even though they have 3 hits, they could have about 6 or 7 runs already. Lefty on lefty crime right now. Fontaine goes to the plate. Check swing, but a slow roller in fair territory to the first baseman, James. He fields it and takes it himself to the bag. So a couple of ground outs for TJ Fontaine in the top of the 5th.
Well, that was just an awkward swing from Nelly Taylor. Looked like he wanted it, then kind of had some indecision, and it ended up being a half swing where he was reaching out and submitted an easy play for Cameron James at first base. But I tell you what, if this week is going to go like this for Nelly Taylor, I don't know if he's going to want to go back home.
Yeah, he's turning into an all-star here in Greenville with just the 1 game that he's played. Here's now Brian Gonzalez, big swinger from the right side, takes a changeup that was nowhere close to the K-zone. 1 ball and no strikes. I want to ask you, how do you write your 3 unassisted in your scorecard?
Let's write it 3U.
3U.
Yeah.
The 1-0. Low and inside towards the back foot of Gonzalez. Makes it 2 balls and no strikes. So when I was at Busch Stadium yesterday, for a ground out to first, they just put up a 3. And I was like, have I been doing it wrong? Well, the 2-0 when it misses high, 3 balls and no. It's not the biggest deal in the world.
No, I mean, it serves the same purpose because you think of a 5-3, you know who gets the put out there. So 3, I mean, yeah.
Gonzalez takes a fastball high, so a 4-pitch walk after 2 very quick groundouts for Fontaine. And there's no sugarcoating it. The walks have really hurt Bowling Green this evening. It started with Brody Hopkins, and Brody he didn't have it tonight. It was a career high in walks with 4, and that doesn't even include the hit batter that he had in the first inning. Here's now Will Turner. First pitch from Fontaine, and Turner takes a fastball low and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, and really, in the grand scheme of things, and there's so many different philosophies about this, but 2 outs is the last point you want to walk a batter. You could end the inning by having to put something in play, but the base runner does you no good.
1-0 is laced foul into the backstop netting, evens the at-bat at a ball and a strike. But it always seems like it comes back to hurt the pitcher. Every single time they'll get a run, or even when you lead off the inning with a walk.
Well, yeah, lead off walks, 2-out walks, those really feel like the worst. 1-out walks, you think, okay, we have a chance to turn 2 or something like that. There's just nothing good about a 2-out walk.
In the dirt, nice scoop by the catcher Tatum Levens. He had to shift all the way behind the right-handed batter's box, so it's now 2 balls and a strike.
But Fontaine's not a guy who walks a ton of people. He came into a sticky situation in the 3rd, got a pair of strikeouts, got out of it. The only blemish in the 4th inning was a solo home run. Gets 2 quick outs and then a walk.
Now the 2-1. Delayed steal. Pitch was a ball. Throw down to second. Falls out of the glove of Barrios. And sliding safely into second base is Brian Gonzalez.
Well, he is a big man, and we talked about his 18 homers earlier, but that is now steal number 15 this season for Brian Gonzalez. And I think he did it in the right fashion there. Just caught Tatum Levens off guard behind the dish, which is not something that happens super often. And now that 2-out walk turns into a runner in scoring position.
Fontaine looks back at second, the 2-1 heave. Turner takes it high for ball 3. Riley, there has to be something, or excuse me, that was ball 4. I do apologize. There has to be something. This is now back-to-back weeks where we have seen the Crawdads with the delayed steals. They were doing it. They did it multiple times. And now here in the first game of the series, Brian Gonzalez does it. There's got to be something over the last 2 weeks where these opposing teams have picked up something with the catchers or maybe some of the pitchers on what they do to be successful with these delayed steals.
What do you think? I mean, they watch tape on the catchers and try to figure out what the move is down to second. And, Tatum Levens has done some good work behind the plate this season. But, yeah, they're just finding ways to advance on the base paths. And it's exactly what you want. Now you got to think that steal doesn't matter as much because there was another walk behind it. But here at the bottom of this lineup, you'd really like to end it here, keep those runners on base, and then send your offense back up to do some work in the bottom half.
Well, more trouble brewing for the Hot Rods defense. Second and first, here's Luis Ravello. And the ball goes to the backstop. Tatum Levens has to race to get it. Gonzalez moves into third. Turner up into second. It's a wild pitch. And it also seemed like Fontaine on that pitch, he slipped off the mound.
Well, he is kind of replacing some dirt in his landing area, so, possibly just kind of lost his footing there. Don't see many of those wild pitches from Fontaine.
Now the 1-0. Ravello way out in front of a 79-mile-per-hour breaking pitch, and that evens the battle at a ball and a strike. Ravello is 0 for 2. He flew out to center field. That was back in the second inning. Did have a swinging strikeout against TJ Fontaine in the third. Pops this one up on the infield, directly behind the mound. Who's going to catch it? It's Barrios calling off the second baseman Haas and Cameron James at the very last second to watch it all the way into the glove. Very scary, but the drive leave 2 runners on. We head to the home half of the 5th, still 4-4 between Bowling Green and Greenville. We'll be right back. This is Hot Rods Baseball on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
At First Bank, we're proud of more than 100 years of financial strength. But on game days, our numbers look even better when they're lighting up a scoreboard printed on a jersey or in bold type on the sports page. We know there's strength in numbers, and nothing's stronger than the bonds formed around local teams. And the return on this investment? Neighbors coming together again year after year. Bank where community is number one. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
Hey, Hot Rods fans! The Mid Gaming Home Bowling Green is a proud partner of your Bowling Green Hot Rods, teaming together to deliver big hits and big fun. Located near the mall, Big Fun at the Mid is close by. Plan your next outing at the new Topgolf Swing Suite inside the Post-Time Race and Sports Lounge. Check out themidgaming.com for all the details. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Johnny Cuevas, and it's time for Hot Rods Baseball on Hot Rods Baseball Network.
On to the bottom of the fifth inning from Bowling Green Ballpark, all tied up at 4 between the Greenville Drive and the Bowling Green Hot Rods. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night. Matthew Hargrove here, joined alongside the voice of the Hot Rods, Riley Edwards. And Jadixon Paez returns to the rubber for Greenville. He's gotten into a little bit of a rhythm here in the middle innings after giving up 3 in the bottom of the third, but it's going to be a really tough start to this bottom of the fifth. 2, 3, and 4 due up offensively. Starting with the center fielder, Homer Bush Jr. batting from the right side. Paez working out of the windup, he heaves it. And Bush Jr.'s out in front of a slider that was low and away. So no balls and 1 strike.
Well, 2, 3, and 4 in this lineup between Homer Bush and Colton Ledbetter. Mac Horvath. They have 4 of the 9 hits tonight.
Here's now the 0-1 from the right-hander. Bush Jr. chops it right into the glove of the third baseman. Liendo throws to first. Close play, but just got Bush Jr. in the nick of time for out number 1.
Well, Liendo not rushed to. That's the way to stay composed to make a good throw to first. But that is what Homer Bush does. He's going to make those plays close. And really, if that ball was hit any softer, he probably makes it to first base on that play. But Liendo has shown some good defensive ability at third base tonight.
And, looking at him, you wouldn't think it because he's not the biggest guy in the world. But, man, does he have a cannon. Here's now Colton Ledbetter batting from the left side. Paez throws it to the plate. Ledbetter rips it to deep right field, coming in and making the catch is Earhart for a quick out number 2. Unlucky once again is Colton Ledbetter here at Bowling Green Ballpark.
Yeah, well, sometimes you hit it hard, and that's just what happens. And it seems like more often than not lately that's been what's going on with Colton Ledbetter. But it's a long season. You're going to go through those periods, and Ledbetter just needs to keep swinging the way he is because he's put him in play a lot. But if you're Bowling Green, yeah, a couple of quick outs in this inning, but just continuing to put the ball in play.
Here's now Horvath. Takes a breaking pitch that smothers the outside corner for strike 1. And Horvath has become the man of the hour, especially for tonight. He's 2 for 2. Right now had the 3-run homer in the bottom of the third that at the time put the Hot Rods up 4-3. 0-1 stays away and evens the count at a ball and a strike. But it's been a really tough month of August. He's batting just 156, but given what he's been able to do over the last week, again, it would be huge if this guy is able to turn it around. A former second-round pick by Baltimore, 1-1, pretty much the same miss as the last pitch, and it's 2 balls and a strike. But there's a lot of promise, and, Tampa Bay gave up Zach Eflin, who is a great pitcher, to get this dude. There's a lot of potential with Horvath. Now the kick of the pitch from the right-hander. Horvath taps it, another opportunity for the third baseman. Liendo, off-balance throw is at the right knee of Gonzalez, and he snags it on the backhand for the third and final out. Quickly to the 6th, 4-4 between the Drive and the Hot Rods. From Bowling Green Ballpark, this is Hot Rods Baseball on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Watch me now. Listen up, baseball fans. The Valley Live app is your home for everything MILB. Download the app today and watch every single MILB game absolutely free. Chat and interact with other fans. Play daily games and win prizes. Plus, you'll get access to the MILB Zone, where you can follow your favorite MILB players and teams all season long. So step up to the plate and download the Valley Live app today.
From high school heroes to college legends, First Bank is proud to champion our local athletes. But we don't just back you on the field or on the court. We team up with customers to score the wins that grow communities. That takes better products, more accessible, flexible bankers, and the quick answers and solutions you can run with. Don't just make the switch. Make the team that champions community. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
This is Jeff Hakinson. Let's get you back to the action on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by the Mint Gaming Hall, Bowling Green, with the Corner Cafe, Winter Circle Bar, and the Post-Time Race and Sports Lounge. There's something for everyone's food and beverage taste. Visit themintgaming.com for more details. So, new pitcher, the third guy on the mound tonight for Bowling Green. It's the right-hander Jake Christensen, and the way that Jake has been pitching over the last 2 weeks, he has been, without a doubt, one of the best guys out of the bullpen. Has a 3.72 ERA. And comes into a really tight spot, 4-4 game between the Greenville Drive and the Bowling Green Hot Rods as we enter the top of the 6th inning. Abram Liendo, the third baseman, leading off from the left side. First offering from Christensen is a fastball that paints the outside corner beautifully, like the great Picasso, and it snowballs in a strike.
I think Christensen lately is just one of those models of consistency out of the bullpen for Bowling Green.
Kicking the pitch, almost got a piece of the front elbow of Liendo. Had to spin out of the way, evens the count at 1-1. Liendo just batting .202, but he has been great defensively. Pretty good start to this series. Another pitch out of the stretch. Hard chopper, right to the first baseman, James. He backhands it, takes it himself to the bag. So there's the first out of the top of the 6th.
Well, it was a good play by James to get the job done himself at first base, but you have to remember that this guy has played single-digit games professionally at first base, and that one was kind of stabbed at, made a nice backhand, but I think he thought that ball was going to go a little bit of a different direction, but hey, still made the play.
Well, the big thing, looking at James play first base, is now Justin Reamer is batting for Greenville. Back to the top of the lineup for the Drive, and Christensen takes a deep breath and heaves it. Reamer takes one low in the dirt. Backhanded by the catcher, Levin, so 1 ball and no strikes, but thing about Cameron James is he looks very confident over there at first base, like he's done it before. Now the 1-0, and Reamer takes a breaking pitch that was just too far outside. Christensen pulled it, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Reamer already trying to avoid the hat trick. He's got a couple of punch outs this evening. Christensen to the plate, swing and a miss. Reamer was going for the downs there. He was sitting fastball. He just missed it. Went right under it. 93 on the radar gun. Still in a really good spot at 2 balls and a strike. Infield playing straight up on the shortstop. Now the 2-1. Outside, 3 balls and a strike. Do have to give you a Houchins Insurance Group scoreboard update during this top of the 6th inning. Excited to look at all the scores of the South Atlantic League with 2 weeks left. 3-1 down the heart of the zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I'll tell you what, there's a pretty big series between Hudson Valley and Jersey Shore going on this week, too.
Oh, yeah.
3 games between those teams. Aberdeen's also just 3 games back in the North Division as well.
Well, the good thing for Aberdeen is they're playing the Wilmington Blue Rocks, who the Blue Rocks have been really going through it. They have one of the worst records in the second half of the North Division. So Aberdeen has a chance to really take care of business. 3-2 on the way is popped up, hooking foul, and out of play down the right field line.
Yeah, Aberdeen's 12 games back, though. Them and actually Asheville have the worst second half record so far this season, 20-34.
Yikes. Well, let's give you that Houchins Insurance Group scoreboard update. And we'll start with that Ironbirds and Blue Rocks score as Reamer with a check swing. He made contact. Actually, he got a piece of him and hit his hand. So he takes off his protective gearing and walks down to the first base bag. And look at that. Reamer's on first and still only 1 out in the top of the 6th. You're going to get a really good laugh at this, but for those of you that don't know, Riley lended me one of his old scorecards to use. Well, I ran out of pages, so I had to print a new one out. And just looking at it, I have realized as Miguel Blyce rips this one on the ground to third, bobbled by Horvath. He picks it up, throw to first is late. Really tough play for Horvath, especially because Blaze has a lot of speed. It does go down as an infield single for Miguel Blyce. So after the 3 unassisted or 3, or however you want to put it in your scorecard, a hit batter and a single for the drive offense. 4-4 in the top of the 6th between Bowling Green and Greenville. And that gives way to Zach Earhart. He's batting from the right side, pitched by Christensen. It's ripped foul into the netting behind Tome, 0-1. But my scorecard, I just realized, cuts off at 7 innings. So I don't know what I'm going to do about the 8th and 9th. I guess I'm just going to have to turn it vertical and just, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah, we'll figure it out when the time comes, I guess. 0-1. Earhart takes one at the bottom line of the strike zone. It's 0-2. So let's get to those scores. Wilmington 9-5 over Aberdeen. So that is a little bit shocking. It's in the top of the 9th inning, too. Bottom of the 9th, Grasshoppers up 5-1 on the Rome Emperors. Christensen looks back at second and heaves it. Popped up straight out of play over the on-deck circle on the first base side. Just went final in Winston-Salem. Cyclones a 3-2 victory over the Dash. 6-1 Blue Claws over the Renegades. So now 2 games, if they can hang on. It's the top of the 9th inning. I would assume that the Blue Claws are going to hang on for that win. So it looks like Jersey Shore's going to be just 2 games back going into tomorrow. 0-2 again. Earhart rips at another opportunity for Horvath at third. He scoops it up, fires to second for 1, on to first. It's in and out of the glove of the catcher, James. Here comes the runner through the plate, and he's out. Heads up play by Cameron James at first base, and that keeps the game tied. Again, he looks so confident, like he's played it a million times before. That was a rocket, showing off. He's had that catcher arm for a while, or at least this entire season. To finish off those scores in the South Atlantic League, 7-0 win for the Hickory Crawdads over the Asheville Tourists. And then obviously here, we head to the bottom of the 6th. 4-4 between the Hot Rods and the Drive. This is Hot Rods Baseball on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Ask Couchin's Insurance Group in Bowling Green if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling cause you know that you're in luck. When you're fixed up and you know it, Hiller solved it like you hoped it. If you're happy and you know it, shout it out, Hiller!
This is Jake Christensen, and you're listening to the Future Stars of the Tampa Bay Rays on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
New pitcher on the mound for the Greenville Drive to begin the bottom of the 6th inning from Bowling Green Ballpark. 4-4 between Greenville and Bowling Green. And now on the mound is the left-hander Noah Dean facing off against the left-hander Noah Myers. Takes his stance to the left side. First pitch from Dean, and he sails it right over the helmet of Myers into the backstop padding. You could probably hear that thud into the crowd mic, but nevertheless, still 1 ball and no strikes for Myers. 2 up offensively for Bowling Green. You have 5, 6, and 7. Brock Jones in the on-deck circle, and then it's Tatum Levens. 1-0 out of the windup. Myers takes a breaking pitch at 86 that stays outside. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. So far tonight for Noah Myers, he's 1 for 2. Had a strikeout back in the first, a single in the third. 2-0 on the way, and he takes it high. 3 balls and no strikes. This is perfect. Trying to break this tie, and now you can talk.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Very gracious.
Here's the 3-0. Myers takes all the way, and it's nowhere close to the strike zone. High and in for ball 4. Leadoff walk, and now the go-ahead run is at first base in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, now that I have permission to talk on my own broadcast.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're exactly right. I meant, sir, may you please talk.
Did you ask our wonderful listeners the question?
I believe not.
Ah.
I don't think I have. Here's now Brock Jones. We'll hold off on that for a little bit. Brock Jones digs into the left side. Dean, the kick and the pitch. Misses up and out for ball one. The question. Was I going to ask? Did I tell you about this question?
No, did you ask them if they needed to take out their trash?
Oh, that's right. Well, if you do, call Scott Waste Services for all your commercial and residential waste service needs. Scott Waste Services, keeping Bowling Green clean. Pickoff moved to first, but Myers read the lefty move pretty well and got back to the bag very quickly.
I just had to ask, you know?
Now with opposing pitching changes, I appreciate you. You know what? Free to roam. If I'm missing all the reads, you just interrupt me. Long set of the belt, the 1-0. And Jones takes it outside. So that is now 6 straight balls out of the bullpen from Noah Dean.
Well, you know, like The Office, I can't remember what it's called. When Jim dings the bell, and every time he does, he gives Dwight a mint.
Yes.
That's what it felt like. We had a pitching change. I didn't hear it. My mouth was watering.
That is a great comparison. The 2-0, and Jones takes it outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Yeah, at one point, Dwight heard the bell, and then, you know, Jim was just trying to test something with them, and they got to doing it so much. Dwight heard the bell and just stuck his hand out towards Jim, and Jim acted so confused. He was like, "What are you doing?" Now the 3-0. Jones takes all the way just like Myers did on 3-0, and it misses outside once again. Back-to-back walks from Noah Dean, and this is a lot of trouble for the Greenville Drive. 8 straight balls out of the bullpen, and this is the bottom of the lineup. These are the spots where you cannot get crazy with the misses, and you know, the thing is, too, with these pitches that are missing outside of the strike zone, they're not even close.
Yeah. By the way, it's Pavlov's theory, or more formally known as classical conditioning.
Oh, Pavlov's theory.
Yes.
Okay, I'm good friends with Pavlov.
Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, there's nothing more to do right now than just be patient until you know that Noah Dean's going to find the strike zone consistently. And in a game like this, you know, we've seen drive hitters really benefit from the walks. I mean, granted, the 4 runs on 4 hits in this game, a lot of walks that helped them out offensively early on. Bowling Green has gotten their fair share of hits, 9 of them, but leading to 4 runs. This is an opportunity that they've been looking for to kind of take control with a couple of walks. You have runners on first and second, no outs, and then Tatum Levens at the plate. So, you know, just one of those situations where you're really looking to capitalize on what they've given you, but also don't try to capitalize too early before you know Noah Dean's going to find the strike zone.
Well, after the mound visit with the pitching coach Bob Kipper, Tatum Levens digs into the left side. Let's see if Dean can find the strike zone. He pulls the trigger. Levens takes it away for ball 1. Breaking pitch at 88 miles per hour, and that just goes to show that Noah Dean has to be so comfortable with that breaking pitch, because after throwing 8 straight balls and to go to it, obviously you're going to go with your best pitch right then and there. Looks back at second. Here's the 1-0 offering. There's the strike at the bottom line of the strike zone, and it's 1-1. Levens is still trying to get his first base hit of the night. Popped out to third back in the second inning, grounded right back to the pitcher. That was in the third. Another long set of the belt, 7 on the pitch clock. And the 1-1. High and away, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, still to this point, through his first 11 pitches, it's only found the zone once, and it was here in this at-bat to Levens. So, again, you're up 2-1. You can still look for that pitch that you really want to hit, but you can still be extremely selective here.
Not only is this one of the biggest plays in the game, but one of the biggest points in the season. 2-1. In the dirt, 3 balls and a strike. Waiting in the on-deck circle is Cameron James down the third base side, who already has a base hit tonight. 4-4, bottom of the 6th inning between Greenville and Bowling Green. Pretty much this series, give or take, is going to decide who makes the playoffs. Another deep breath in the 3-1. Levens takes a strike that ripped through the cords down the middle of the plate. It's 3-2. Levens has really struggled here at Bowling Green Ballpark, hitting just 191. Hasn't had the best month of August either, hitting 120. A chance to turn it around in this at-bat. Payoff. in the dirt. It rolls all the way to the backstop, but it's ball 4. The catcher, Rosario, retrieves it right behind home plate. And now Myers moves up into third, Jones into second, and Tatum Evans at first. Bases are juiced for Cameron James in a tie game in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, this is what we saw when the game was tied in the top of the 3rd, 1-1. It was Brody Hopkins that walked the bases loaded and let up a double to Nellie Taylor. And Bowling Green needs to follow that same sort of template here. This is exactly what they need. An extra bases gives you at least 2 runs here, and you can work from there.
Here we go. Dean to the plate. James takes it inside, ball 1.
But also, if you're going to wait back, there's not going to be much in the zone. There's no sense in being overly aggressive when you don't have the pitch you want to hit.
Well, that's the thing, too, is it's not like Noah Dean has been going dominant fastball. He's still trying to figure it out with the breaking stuff. Now the 1-0. Inside and low again. It ran towards the back knee of Cameron James, so he had to bounce out of the batter's box. And that's just another testament of how off Noah Dean is right now. But you're right. Things have totally switched because this is what Bowling Green, the pitching side, was going through with Brody Hopkins. 2-0. James takes it in. It pops in and out of the mid of the catcher, Rosario, and he pounces on it as it started to roll down the third baseline. 3 balls and no strikes. Nowhere to put him. Go-ahead run 90 feet away again. Dean leans in for the sign. Rosario, the catcher, set up right down the middle. 3-0. It's a high strike. Fastball that hit the very top line, and it's 3-1.
Well, I think the Greenville bullpen is scrambling right now, too. There's all of a sudden a righty that just got up and started throwing.
Now, if you're Cameron James, do you take another pitch knowing you're still probably going to get one on a 3-2 count? 3-1, doesn't matter. It's ball 4. 4 straight walks from Noah Dean. Myers comes home to score, and Bowling Green retakes the lead in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, here's the thing is you already used your mound meeting from your pitching coach in this inning. So you can't really go out there and try to get the reliever more time in the bullpen. You just have to hope that something gets put into play right here if you're Noah Dean in the Greenville drive.
What a wild game as far as the walks right now. Hunter Haas climbs into the right side, takes a pitch high for ball 1.
Well, you'd have to imagine that if this ends up as a walk, too, this is more than likely going to be the last batter for Noah Dean, who's now 19 pitches, just 3 have been strikes.
Here's the 1-0. That tags the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Now, Hunter Haas, this is really maybe one of the guys that you want up in this spot with the bases loaded and nobody out, the way that he has been swinging the bat over the last week. He already has a hit tonight. That was back in the 4th. 1-1 from the stretch. Haas lines it to shallow right field. It gets down for a base hit. Jones scores from third. Everybody just moves up 1 base as Earhart's able to get it back into the infield. And there goes Hunter Haas again. Another multi-hit game, and it increases the Hot Rods lead 6-4.
He's just come up in extremely difficult scenarios where Bowling Green needs someone to come through. He was the guy that helped break them out of their scoring slump at Hickory. He was the guy in those later innings that put runners on the corners for that game-winning triple from Gianti Turner. And here, he's already got himself a multi-hit game and drives in run number 6.
And it's not going to get easier for Dean. Back to the top of the lineup, here's Gregory Barrios. Dean kicks and fires. Barrios takes a fastball that misses just away. 1 ball and no strikes. So 6-4 Bowling Green. So far in this bottom of the 6th inning, walk, 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 and a single. Dean has his feet close together. Has got to find a way to get into the zone. The pitch is down to the dirt. Nice stop at the catcher, Rosario. Saving another run. It's 2-0. This season, Dean has a 5.74 ERA, so it's not like this is just an occasional outing where he's struggling. It's been a little bit of a rough go for him this year. 2-0. Fastball that blisters the outside part of the plate. It's 2-1. The starter tonight for Greenville was able to keep the drive in the game. Jadixon Paez went 5 innings, let up 4 runs, 3 of them earned, with 3 strikeouts and no walks. 2-1 is outside ball 3.
Well, for Dean this season, he came in with 15 walks over the 15 2/3 innings, and just not helping his case here tonight.
Yeah, that's averaging a walk per inning. 3-1, inside and low. And the merry-go-round continues to work for Bowling Green. Tatum Levins is the next batter to score. So 7-4 Hot Rods, and that is it for Dean. Bowling Green has a chance to really open things up. They already have 5 walks in this inning with a single. There's nobody out as a new pitcher is about to come in for the drive. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Hot Rods in a really good spot, up 3 on Greenville. From Bowling Green Ballpark, this is Hot Rods Baseball on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
From high school heroes to college legends, First Bank is proud to champion our local athletes. But we don't just back you on the field or on the court. We team up with customers to score the wins that grow communities. That takes better products, more accessible, flexible bankers, and the quick answers and solutions you can run with. Don't just make the switch. Make the team that champions community. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
Watch me now. Listen up, baseball fans. The Valley Live app is your home for everything MILB. Download the app today and watch every single MILB game absolutely free. Chat and interact with other fans. Play daily games and win prizes. Plus, you'll get access to the MILB Zone, where you can follow your favorite MILB players and teams all season long. So step up to the plate and download the Valley Live app today.
This is Colton Ledbetter, and you're listening to the future stars of the Tampa Bay Rays on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Well, this has been an amazing inning for Bowling Green. Bases loaded. They've already scored 3 runs in this bottom of the 6th. They have a 7-4 lead over the Greenville Drive. And here comes Homer Bush Jr. with a new pitcher on the mound for Greenville. It's the right-hander Cooper Adams. Working out of the stretch, he fires. Bush Jr. taps it foul, and it trickles down the third base line, 0-1. Well, if you're just joining us, you've missed a ton. Noah Myers led off the inning, and Greenville walked 4 guys in a row. Noah Dean was just pulled out of this game for Cooper Adams. 0-1, almost went to the backstop, but Rosario was barely able to get his glove on it. It missed outside, so it's 1-1. But Dean walked 4 in a row, led up a single to Hunter Haas, and then walked Gregory Barrios. So 5 walks and a single, and that is why it is a 7-4 Hot Rods lead, and still nobody out, and all the ducks on the pond.
Yeah, Dean is still responsible for everybody on base right now, too.
1-1 on the way. Rocketed to right center field. Moving into the gap is the right fielder, Earhart. He stops on the edge of the warning track, hauls it in for the first out of the inning. Tagging from third is Cameron James. It's now a 4-run lead for Bowling Green. And also Hunter Haas able to tag up from second to third. So still a runner in scoring position for the Hot Rods, and Colton Ledbetter digs into the left-handed batter's box.
Well, another run scores, but in this situation, at the very least, you're getting the first out here in this inning. Yeah, there's still runners on the corners, but I guess if you're thinking about this from the Greenville side, you have a chance, with an open bag at second to maybe turn 2.
Yeah, that is the thing. As the first offering from Adams. There goes Bush Jr. Pitch is outside. Throw down to second. He's safe. Back throw to home. The tag, and he's out. Another great throw at home to get a Hot Rods runner. came from the shortstop Reamer after placing the tag on Bush Jr., who is credited for the stolen base, or excuse me, that's Barrios. And after placing the tag on Barrios and throwing it home, I mean, that was an incredible throw to get Hunter Haas. Also the second out of the inning, 1 ball and no strikes on Ledbetter. He pitches and laced foul into the netting. Makes it no balls and 2 strikes. Excuse me, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That first pitch when Barrios stole second base and missed outside, so still Ledbetter is in a really good count. Ledbetter trying to get back into a groove to where we saw him in June and July. Hitting just .246 during the month of August, but here at home he's batting .301. 0-1, Barrios heads for third, pitch down to the dirt, it rolls away from Rosario, and a stolen base for Gregory Barrios. I'll tell you what, Riley, to begin the game, we knew that if they were going to break the stolen base franchise record, they were going to have to do a lot, but they're starting to make it really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they are. They're getting real close. I believe only 2 more.
The 2-1. Low and inside, 3 balls and a strike. So coming in, they needed 7 to tie, and then 8 to have the record.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm doing some math real quick.
No, I had that long. That was my bad. I was waiting on you as well. 3-1. Fly ball to deep left field. It's still going back at the warning track. And it hits off the top of the wall, rolls back into left field. Ledbetter racing around second, heading for third. Here comes the throw back into the infield. And Colton Ledbetter now has an extra base hit. Barrios was easily able to score from third. What an inning for Bowling Green. 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th. It's 9-4. Here's now Matt Horvath. Open stance from the right-handed batter's box. And the pitch. Low and inside for ball 1. You know, this is just a great start for Bowling Green if they're able to hang on, and you immediately, it's not a sigh of relief, because if Bowling Green wins this game, you're still just 2.5 games up on the drive. Horvath pummels it foul just over the first base dugout, but it does take a little bit of a pressure off, because what we were talking about in the pregame show is how it feels like for the Hot Rods, if they can just at least split this series and have more than a 1-game lead over Greenville going into next week in Greensboro, you still control your own destiny. You're in a good spot. 1-1 misses high and away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. But that just starts off the week really well, where you can gain some momentum. And we all know that Bowling Green, they play their best baseball when they are here. 2-1. It's low and outside. 3 balls and a strike. The walks, the hits, everything is becoming an issue from the Greenville pitching staff. Cooper Adams needing just 1 more out. He heaves it to the plate. There's a strike. Slithered all the way to the outside corner. It's 3-2. Matt Horvath, a really big part of the offense this evening. Already has 2 hits, a single in the first, and a 3-run homer in the third. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Adams fires it. Strike 3 in the outside corner. So 9 batters come to the plate for the Hot Rods, and 5 score. We head to the 7th. Bowling Green is in control. 9-4 over the Greenville Drive as we head to the 7th. This is Hot Rods Baseball on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
This summer, we're going from minor league baseball to major fun. Whether you're just stopping by or looking for that Grand Slam getaway, Wyndham rewards everyone. Start earning points on your next qualified by Wyndham hotel stay and redeem them for minor league baseball tickets and experiences all summer long. Not a Wyndham Rewards member? Join for free at WyndhamRewards.com. Restrictions apply. Visit WyndhamRewards.com for more details.
At First Bank, we're proud of more than 100 years of financial strength. But on game days, our numbers look even better when they're lighting up a scoreboard printed on a jersey or in bold type on the sports page. We know there's strength in numbers, and nothing's stronger than the bonds formed around local teams. And the return on this investment? Neighbors coming together again year after year. Bank where community is number one. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
This is Nate Daly. Let's send it back to Riley Edwards on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Welcome back to Bowling Green Ballpark. A 5-run bottom of the 6th inning for the Hot Rods. They are in full control now of the Greenville drive, 9-4. As we head to the 7th, and for the rest of the play-by-play, here's the voice of the Hot Rods, Riley Edwards.
Thank you, Matthew. I have an extremely colorful scorebook over here today. There has been a lot going on.
My scorebook's about to end.
Yeah, well, because you got the 7th. All right. Well, happy last inning keeping score over there for you. Don't worry, you can peek over at mine if you want.
I'm going to try to soak it up. I'll take pictures of yours.
Hey, you wouldn't be the only one who's peeked over at my scorebook. Remember when we were in Greensboro? Random person just came over, started reading my scorebook.
Right. I do remember that.
Here's the first pitch of the inning to Ronald Rosario. Misses below the zone from Jake Christensen. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
I think he was just really impressed.
I guess. Scorebook. I went to the bathroom and I came back and he was basically sitting in my seat. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It misses low and away to Rosario. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, I remember. I thought it was you. I mean, I almost gave him a headset. For all we know, he could have been my color man for a little bit, and I wouldn't have known.
Here's the 2-0. Rosario pops this one up a mile high behind home plate. Levin's trying to track it down. And this one will land in the netting and roll back towards the field of play. Levins makes the catch off the rebounds. That doesn't count. It's 2-1. It will be Ronald Rosario, Nelly Taylor, and Brian Gonzalez, the 3 scheduled to reach home plate this inning. And Jake Christensen, what a different look he has on the mound now. Here in this top of the 7th, the 2-1. Lands on the outside corner at 86. It's 2-2. Bowling Green scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning on just 2 hits. Here's the 2-2. Wave and a miss, and Atmos Energy bringing the gas. Strikeout for Jake Christensen. His first from the bullpen and the 7th overall tonight for Bowling Green. That is the first strikeout for this pitching staff since the 4th inning. There's one away with nobody on for Nelly Taylor, who's 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs tonight. Here's the pitch. This one catches the bottom of the zone to Taylor. It's 0-1. Well, for Bowling Green, they did most of the hitting in Sunday's game at Hickory, even though they ended up losing 5-4. There's a foul ball for Taylor, makes it 0-2. But this season, when they're out hitting opponents, they're 48-10. That loss on Sunday was their 10th loss of the season in that scenario. And really, up until the bottom of the 6th inning, you kind of had those same feelings that you might have felt on Sunday a little bit. Time is called. That one was just by the umpire, Shin Koshizawa. And now Christensen's ready for the 0-2. The pitch misses inside, and it makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Because up until that inning, it was a tie game, and Bowling Green had 9 hits to the Greenville 4, but now it's a 9-4 lead. 1-2. Hard hit liner that gets through into left field, rolling towards the corner. Myers tracking it down. Around first is Taylor. He's into second with a stand-up double, and he has a 3-hit game in his entrance here into the South Atlantic League. He is 3 for 4, a pair of doubles and a single with 3 RBIs tonight, and he has been that propeller on the back of the metaphorical boat for Greenville.
Yeah, and I can imagine that boat right now. I see it in the vision. But for Nelly Taylor, it's great to see him swinging this way because as far as the contact, it hasn't been cheap hits. They have been solid off the bat, good velocity, and yeah, pretty nice high A debut.
Yeah, that was a laser to left field that time. Here comes the first pitch to Brian Gonzalez. Takes a fastball on the outer half at 93. It's 0-1. That one landed, about halfway through left field from the infield dirt to the left field wall, and it rolled all the way to the corner. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off to the first base side behind home plate, and it's 0-2 on Gonzalez. Brian Gonzalez tonight is 0 for 2. Grounded out to short, struck out swing, but then walked in the fifth and was stranded at third base. Time is called by Gonzalez. We'll take a quick breather in the right-handed batter's box as Gonzalez is shaking his head back and forth. Not sure what the frustration was about. Taylor leads off second. Here comes the 0-2 from Christensen. This is blasted foul on the first base side. Gets well out of play. And it stays 0-2. Christensen tossed a scoreless top of the sixth inning, trying to replicate that here in the seventh. Here's the 0-2 again. High chopping ball towards shortstop. Chest high for Barrios, who peaks at third, but a routine throw to first for Cameron James logs a second out of the inning. Taylor does move up to third, so Greenville has a runner 90 feet away from scoring for the left-handed swinging Will Turner. 2 away, runner at third base, a 9-4 lead for Bowling Green here in the top of the seventh. Righty on lefty matchup. Christensen gives a nod to Levens, and he's ready. First pitch. This is popped up third base side, but fades out of play, and it's 0-1. Turner so far tonight is 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the second. Grounded out back to TJ Fontaine in the third inning. And then reached on a walk in the fifth. The 0-1. This one comes in and hits Turner right in the middle of the back. Boy, you can tell that one hurt just by the sound of it. When it's more of a hollow thud, you know that one's going to sting.
Yeah, you could even tell by Turner's reaction that it didn't feel good, he didn't like it, and has to take the slow jog down to the first base bag.
Well, there are 2 outs in the inning. It's the switch-hitting second baseman Luis Ravello who steps up to the plate. But this is another important situation here for Greenville. You let up 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th, but with 2 outs, you have runners on the corners. And Ravello at the plate. First pitch. Fastball misses outside at 91. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Christensen checks on first, and he comes set from the stretch. The 1-0. This is fouled off behind home plate. Makes it 1-1.
Well, this is the thing about that Greenville Drive team is even in a 9-4 game where, Bowling Green scores 5 runs at the bottom of the 6th, you think that's it. This Drive team has been battling for the entire second half, so it's not like it's close to being over with.
1-1 is a chopping ball foul down the first baseline. Makes it 1-2. Well, with how the pace of this game has gone, you can see pretty much anything happening at any point in time. Although I pretty much just described every single game of baseball ever played.
Well, I would hope you did because you're an announcer. So, good job.
No, I'm just saying that anything can happen at any time.
Yeah.
It is a 5-run lead, but that is by no means the end of the game in a series like this. The 1-2. Chopping ball to second base. Picked up by Haas. A light throw to first, and James handles it for out number 3. It's a scoreless inning of work for Jake Christensen, his second of the night from the bullpen. We're through 6.5. Bottom of the 7th coming up with a 9-4 Bowling Green lead after we get through the 7th inning stretch right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
From high school heroes to college legends, First Bank is proud to champion our local athletes. But we don't just back you on the field or on the court. We team up with customers to score the wins that grow communities. That takes better products, more accessible, flexible bankers, and the quick answers and solutions you can run with. Don't just make the switch. Make the team the champions community. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
Watch me now. Listen up, baseball fans. The Valley Live app is your home for everything MILB. Download the app today and watch every single MILB game absolutely free. Chat and interact with other fans. Play daily games and win prizes. Plus, you'll get access to the MILB Zone, where you can follow your favorite MILB players and teams all season long. So step up to the plate and download the Valley Live app today.
This is Duncan Dabbitt, and this is your home for Bowling Green Baseball on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
It is the bottom of the 7th inning here at Bowling Green Ballpark as Cooper Adams stays on to pitch from the bullpen. He came in relief in that 5-run bottom of the 6th for Bowling Green. It was Noah Dean who started the inning, but 5 walks and a single later, Cooper Adams had to come in. Did let up a sacrifice fly to Homer Bush Jr. and an RBI triple by Colton Ledbetter. That's how Bowling Green jumped out to the 9-4 lead. And now, leading off in back-to-back innings is Noah Myers. First pitch. This is inside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Riley Edwards, Matthew Hargrove. Right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
I do want to give you an update. Just a phenomenal ending to one of the games.
The 1-0. Lands on the outside corner at 85. It's 1-1. I see that.
Yeah, it looks like Jersey Shore was going to have an easy win. Hudson Valley scored 4 runs in the top of the 9th. We're just a run shy of tying it.
Here's a 1-1. On the ground towards first. This is picked up by Gonzalez. He'll take it to the bag himself. 3 unassisted to put Noah Myers away for the first out here at the bottom of the 7th. Well, I'm sure our good friend Joe Vasile over there at Hudson Valley just had a fun ending to that one.
Oh, yeah. And, anything can really happen at that ballpark because the outfield's so big. You hit one down in the gap and the ball starts rolling. It's triples alley.
It is a barren wasteland in Jersey Shore at Shoretown Ballpark. Now, you're right. There is a ton of room to cover out there in New Jersey. First pitch, fouled off by Brock Jones to the backstop. It's 0-1. 1 out, bases empty, bottom 7. 9-4 the lead for Bowling Green here in Kentucky. Anything else interesting happen?
I mean, as far as the close games, that was pretty much it. Aberdeen, just a loss to Wilmington doesn't hurt them as much because of the Hudson Valley loss, so they're still 3 games back.
Here's the 0-1. Wave and a miss. He said no balls and 2 strikes on Jones. I tell you what, it is fantastic to have a series like this in front of us, but it really kind of puts a damper on our scoreboard watching. I mean, I'd rather see the game in front of us, but it's always kind of fun to peek over and see what the competition is doing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we were doing it a lot in Hickory.
The 0-2 misses high and away, and it was 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, we really did, and I mean, you have to give props to Greenville and how they played in that series against Rome. Took 5 out of 4 and made it a 1.5 game lead for Bowling Green coming in here tonight. Now, I imagine that this series is going to be much tighter than 9-4. So 1-2 misses low. It's 2-2 to Jones. This is just a Tuesday. And Bowling Green opens up every series not as commanding as this game is, but they are tough to beat in opening games. They are 18-3 this season in series openers. 2-2. This just pops up and gets out of play behind home plate. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's almost like it doesn't matter. Greenville could almost come in here and play a perfect game on a Tuesday night, but you're right. Bowling Green just finds a way to win these opening games at home. Greenville could come in and play a perfect game, and Bowling Green would. It feels like they would find some way to win.
Here's a 2-2. Got him looking on the inside corner, and Brock Jones goes down to the backwards K. So Cooper Adams gets the first 2 outs of this inning and keeps the bases empty for Tatum Lemons. Strikeout number 5 tonight for the Greenville pitching staff. Well, fact of the matter is that the strikeouts have not been the key tonight. It's been the walks. For Bowling Green pitching, they have 7 strikeouts compared to 6 walks. And for Greenville pitching, they have now 5 strikeouts for 5 walks. First pitch to Levitz misses above the zone. It's 1 ball and no strikes. So overall tonight, both teams combined, there is just 1 more strikeout than walk in this game. There's the 1-0. Chopping ball towards the second base side. Picked up by Ravello in the shallow right field grass, who makes the throw to first. And it is a 1-2-3 inning for Cooper Adams, who keeps it a 5-run Bowling Green lead. We go to the 8th inning when we return right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Ask Couchins Insurance Group in Bowling Green if auto owners make sense for you.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling cause you know that you're in luck. When you're fixed up and you know it, Hiller solved it like you hoped it. If you're happy and you know it, shout it out, Hiller!
This is Ryan Spikes. Let's send it back to Riley Edwards on the Bowling Green Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Welcome back to Bowling Green Ballpark. Adam Boucher, the right-handed pitcher, is warming up as we speak. So he will be in for this 8th inning in which Bowling Green is leading 9-4. We had a scoreless inning in the 7th from both sides offensively, but here in the 8th will be another call to the bullpen brought to you by the Mint Gaming Hall. Bowling Green, a proud partner of the Hot Rods. Located just minutes away near the mall, the Mint features an elevated gaming experience, entertainment, the Post-Time Race and Sports Lounge, and more. Check out themintgaming.com for more details. Riley Edwards, Matthew Hargrove with you on the Hot Rods Baseball Network tonight. As you can't see it, but Matthew gives me the cheesiest smile I've ever seen. And that's good now, because I say cheese.
Oh, that's,
you know? First pitch to Abram Liendo is a fly ball to shallow left field. Going back is the shortstop Gregory Barrios, and he makes the catch just in front of the left fielder Noah Myers for out number 1.
Well, that's offensive, because maybe I don't think it's cheesy. Maybe I'm trying to smile at you.
Wasn't the whole point? Isn't that why they say cheese when you take a picture?
Well,
what are you doing right now?
I'm smiling at you.
Okay. You can.
Good thing we don't have cameras in this booth.
Yeah, you could go smile somewhere else. Here's the first pitch to Justin Reamer. Misses above the zone, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
I'll tell you what we do.
And also, I'd like to apologize to Justin Reamer. I was saying his name wrong earlier, but you said it correctly. Were you setting me up for failure here? Here's a next pitch to Reamer. Misses above the zone, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
What were you saying?
I said Reimer. The I made me think that there was an I noise.
I could have swore you were actually saying Reamer
I was
to begin
not.
the game.
I was saying Reamer. Or Reimer. You were saying Reamer. The 2-0. This is blasted foul down the right field line. And it gets towards the berm in right field. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Justin Reamer. Nine to 4, Bowling Green leads here in the top of the 8th. 1 out, bases are empty, and Boucher kicks and delivers. Pitch misses high, makes it 3-1 to Reamer. Well, Adam Boucher this season 1-0 with a 5.56 ERA, and he had his ERA in the 3 range before his last outing in Hickory, where he did allow 3 runs over 2 innings on 5 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. 3-1 pitch finds the outer half at 96. And it's a full count now to the leadoff hitter, Justin Reamer. But before that, for Boucher, it was really smooth sailing. Did let up 1 run over 1 inning against Greensboro, but before that, 3 consecutive scoreless outings, including a win and a big game in Asheville. 3-2. This is a liner that I believe may have popped off of Adam Boucher at some point and hops into center field. Did I see that correctly? I think he tried to reach out and grab it. I don't know if that hit his mitt or not.
No, I think he went to go and reach out for the baseball.
Not that it really matters. I don't have to put it in my scorebook. It's still a single for Justin Reamer. That is the 3rd time he's reached base tonight. But the first by way of hit, he walked to the first, was hit by a pitch in the 6th, and then singled here in the 8th as the first pitch to Miguel Blyce hits the outside corner. It's no balls and 1 strike. Blyce, solo homer back in the 4th inning. It was a laser shot to left field. Blyce fouls it off to the first base side, right in front of the dugout where the on-deck hitter, Zach Earhart, picks it up on a hop, and it's already 0-2 on Blyce. He is 2 for 3 overall, a single, a homer, a walk. The 0-2. Hard hit roller that gets into center field. Pulling up at second base is Reamer. There's runners at first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Boy, that one was scooting.
He has made some really solid contact tonight. You know, he had the home run that it was a shot over the left field wall, and it got out in the blink of an eye. He had the hard ground ball to third base. It was a tough play for Horvath, and then that one up to center field. And he's so young, too. Still not even 21 years old yet, and he's got a lot of pop.
He now has 3 hits tonight. I mean, every single one have been hit right on the screws. He's at first base. Justin Reamer's at second. And with 1 out in the inning, it brings up the 3-hitter and right fielder, Zach Earhart. First pitch. This is line foul on the first base side. Clashes with the netting and pops into the seats. No balls and 1 strike. 1 out, runners on first and second. A 9-4 lead for Bowling Green in the top half of the 8th inning. Here's the 0-1. Wave and a miss. Fastball at 97 from Boucher. Overpowers Earhart. And it's 0-2.
You know, the thing about Blyce, too, is last year he was a top 5 prospect in the Red Sox organization, and he had an injury towards the end of last year, I believe, and then
there's a back pivot, an attempt towards second base, but no throw from Boucher. There's a disengagement.
And then this season, the batting average has been up and down, but it's that pop that I think everybody, when you watch this kid play, that everybody falls in love with.
The 0-2. Checks his swing, but didn't nearly go around. It misses above the zone, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Boucher checks on second and delivers home. It's a fastball that misses outside at 96. Good stop by Levens, and it evens it up 2-2. Two-two pitch. A chopper towards first base, picked up by James. Underhand toss to Boucher, who gets on the bag with a heck of a stretch. He didn't know how far away he was from the bag when James threw that ball, but he just went out there and toe-tapped it. And it does get the out. Runners move up to second and third now with 2 outs.
Well, that is such an underrated tough play for a pitcher to make when the first baseman has to come so far off the bag and in on the infield grass, where the pitcher, when he's trying to get down the first baseline and get even with the bag, he's got to turn around, make the catch, and then find the bag.
First pitch to Rosario, breaking ball that has him whiffing. And it's no balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, runners at second and third, 9-4. Bowling Green leads here in the top of the 8th inning.
Well, I guess everybody keeps ruining the landing spots for everyone. Boucher slipped again out there on that slider.
The 0-1. Misses above the zone. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And I don't know if it's just the angle we're at because we're on the third base side here at Bowling Green Ballpark, but I have missed both of them. Mainly because I'm looking at home plate, so I'm not looking at the pitcher after he releases. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Misses inside. A pump fake towards third base as Justin Reamer diving headfirst back into the bag. And it's 2-1 now in Rosario.
No, you're right. I mean, either they are slipping or it's time for glasses. I've got to that age.
Here's the 2-1. On the outside corner makes it 2-2 to Rosario. Don't say that. I'm older than you, so that doesn't mean anything good for me.
Well, then you should definitely be like, oh yeah, they are slipping.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. This is popped up and the bat is thrown into the Bowling Green dugout. Well, that one made some loud contacts. I don't think that made contact with anybody in the Bowling Green dugout, but he might want to check that one out before he uses it again. Boy, didn't that sound like it hit railing or something in that dugout?
It hit the.
All he did was go and get some pine tar, which yes, I think that could probably help, but I haven't seen him tap it on the ground or anything to make sure it's not broken.
I mean, it looks like it went right over. It went right over the heads of Rafi and Perry Roth.
2-2. This is laser to right field, going back towards the track and making the catch. Just in front of the wall is Colton Ledbetter for out number 3. So a couple of runners left on. It's a scoreless top of the 8th inning for Adam Boucher, and we go to the home half of the 8th. Last chance to add some insurance before trying to close it out right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
At First Bank, we're proud of more than 100 years of financial strength. But on game days, our numbers look even better when they're lighting up a scoreboard printed on a jersey or in bold type on the sports page. We know there's strength in numbers, and nothing's stronger than the bonds formed around local teams. And the return on this investment? Neighbors coming together again year after year. Bank where community is number one. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
Hey, Hot Rods fans! The Mint Gaming Home Bowling Green is a proud partner of your Bowling Green Hot Rods, teaming together to deliver big hits and big fun. Located near the mall, Big Fun at the Mint is close by. Plan your next outing at the new Topgolf Swing Suite inside the Post-Time Race and Sports Lounge. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Rafael Valenzuela, and you're listening to the Hot Rods on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Cooper Adams stays on the bump here in the bottom of the 8th inning at Bowling Green Ballpark. Riley Edwards alongside Matthew Hargrove. We're going on 3 weeks with each other. Non-stop.
Yeah, it's, I guess, I mean, we have a pretty good record over the last 3 weeks, which, I mean, it's the same as the team, so I don't know what that does for anybody, but...
We talked about this. We don't have a record.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
I was always taught, going through school, that the broadcast team is undefeated. We do not win games.
Right.
We do not lose games.
We're here.
We just tell the stories of the games. We are 0-0. First pitch to Cameron James is a chopping ball foul down the third base side, and it's 0-1. I don't know, sounds kind of cliche, but I do think there's some stock in that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I do get a little superstitious sometimes. I mean, you saw it over the week at Hickory. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Wave and a miss, and James falls behind 0-2. I tend to, not every game that's a loss, but when there's some tough stretches of baseball, I tend to change up the pens that I use in the scorebook. I'm very color-coded, so I'll switch it up. The 0-2 pitch misses too high, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And sometimes after a tough game here at home, I walk down there, I give out box scores to the managers, and Rafi will look at me and just say, hey, change your pens for tomorrow. Doesn't happen super often, though. The 1-2. This is a sky-high ball to center field. Miguel Blyce not moving too much. He's stationed and makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 down, base is empty, and it's Hunter Haas coming up to the plate. He's had himself a good night. 2 for 3 with an RBI single in the 6th inning. One out, nobody on. A 9-4 Bowling Green lead. And the first pitch to Haas misses inside at 84. It's 1 ball and no strikes. There's a wave and a miss by Haas, and it makes it 1-1. This pitch is lined down the left field line, and it lands foul. Haas continuing to run around first, but he's going to have to spin around and head back to home plate.
That's you hate that for Hunter Haas. He really thought that I guess nobody gave him a big slow down as he was right, because he was 110% rounding the first base bag, and he didn't realize it until he got halfway between first and second. But I don't blame him for really getting excited about that double, because if he would have had it, that would have been his first 3-hit game of the entire season. So, I mean, a lot on the line as far as having one of his best games in a Hot Rods uniform.
The 1-2. Wave and a miss, and Haas goes down on strikes. So here's Gregory Barrios. I just almost lost it right there. First pitch misses below the zone. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Pretty sure you could hear me coughing through the crowd mic. That was that one creeped up on me. Crept.
Did you just?
I just crept this past tense. The 1-0 misses below the zone. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Just you tried drinking some water and it went down.
No, I drank the water because I was coughing.
And then
I don't know. Just a tickle.
I mean, hey, it happens, and we appreciate you letting us the cough on the broadcast.
The 2-0. That one misses high and in, and it's 3 balls and no strikes to Barrios. Well, I mean, there was some silence. Thought maybe my partner would pick up the slack.
You're right. You're right. And instead, you have more confidence in the cough.
Here's the 3-0. Barrios takes it at the top of the zone. He was ready to walk down to first, but it's now 3 balls and 1 strike. You were caught. You were zoned out. Or you were just watching the game. And
the cough startled me.
3-1. Bottom of the zone makes it a full count to Barrios. Did it? Because usually they'd say, "Oh, are you okay?
Are you good, Bradley? Are you okay?"
No, it's insincere now. Here's a payoff pitch. This is low and away, and it's a full count walk to Barrios to extend the inning. There is nobody up and working at the moment in the Greenville bullpen, but Cooper Adams approaching 40 pitches. He's at 39, 22 of which have been strikes. And really, for his time in this game, he's settled things down for this Bowling Green offense. The only blemish that he has is the triple that he led up to Ledbetter in the 6th inning. But those runs that came in to score while he was in were credited to Noah Dean. First pitch to Homer Bush is a hard hit ball on the ground to shortstop, flipped to second. The short way is in time for out number 3. That'll end the bottom of the 8th inning. A chance to close out a series opening victory again this season for Bowling Green. When we come back, it's 9-4 right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
Watch me now. Listen up, baseball fans. The Valley Live app is your home for everything MILB. Download the app today and watch every single MILB game absolutely free. Chat and interact with other fans. Play daily games and win prizes. Plus, you'll get access to the MILB Zone, where you can follow your favorite MILB players and teams all season long. So step up to the plate and download the Valley Live app today.
From high school heroes to college legends, First Bank is proud to champion our local athletes. But we don't just back you on the field or on the court. We team up with customers to score the wins that grow communities. That takes better products, more accessible, flexible bankers, and the quick answers and solutions you can run with. Don't just make the switch. Make the team that champions community. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Bowling Green Ballpark. Riley Edwards, Matthew Hargrove with you here on this Tuesday night. Adam Boucher will stay on in looks of closing out this series opening game. Bowling Green leads 9-4. And it was a 5-run bottom of the 6th inning that put them into this lead, and nothing for either team offensively has happened since.
And you know what? It was shaping up to be a really close game. It was back and forth. Greenville scores in the top of the first. Bowling Green answers, and then Drive get 2 more runs in the top of the third. Mac Horvath gets the 3-run homer. Drive tied up in the top of the fourth.
First pitch of the inning to Nelly Taylor hits the low and away corner. It's 0-1.
And then we also got a couple of zeros, so it really looked like we were going to have a strong game, but then things just got way out of hand for Greenville in the bottom of the 6th.
The 0-1 pitch, same exact spot for Boucher, makes it 0-2. So Nelly Taylor has been the most dangerous hitter tonight for this Greenville team. 3 for 4, 2 doubles, and a single. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This is fouled off the mid of Levens. And actually, they won't say a foul ball. They'll say drop third strike, and Nelly Taylor will reach base. So it's going to go down as a drop third strike.
Well, it's just
and I believe, yeah, that's what it is.
Well, it's just been that kind of night for Nelly Taylor. He's hit the ball really well, had a 3-hit night, and then even when he strikes out, he finds a way to get on base.
Well, this is the 15th season of the Hot Rods franchise as the first pitch misses above the zone to Brian Gonzalez. You brought up a point, or I guess a question that you wanted to know the answer to in terms of where does 70 wins put this Bowling Green team here in the 2024 season? The 1-0. Wave and a miss. Makes it 1-1 to Gonzalez. Well, right now with some of the numbers, they're technically tied for 10th. Although the 70th win would actually get them the 10th spot outright. So pitch misses high and in. And it's 2-1. It's pretty impressive to see the work because, yes, some of the records below are under 500 records, which hasn't happened very often for Bowling Green in their history. Just 3 seasons under 500. Next foul ball. Off to the right side, it's 2-2. But the best record in terms of seasons for Bowling Green was back in 2018 when they won the Midwest League. Went 90-49.
That's incredible. 90-49.
The 2-2 is fouled off to the backstop. It stays 2-2. I mean, look at some of these records, though. 2018 had the best record, 90-49. 84-55 in 2016. 82-56 in 2013. The second championship in Bowling Green Hot Rods history in the High A East League in 2021. They went 82-36. So pitch misses above the zone. It's a full count to Gonzalez, and that was a weird year. There was no divisions that year. It was just the top 2 teams in the league. There was no first half, second half winners.
So pretty much,
here's a payoff pitch. Popped up behind home plate. Levens tears off the mask. He's in front of the dugout, but it's Cameron James who takes charge and makes the catch for out number 1.
So pretty much, Bowling Green would have to go on an absolute tear in these last 2 weeks of the year to get into the top 5 for most wins in franchise history. You're talking about, 81 wins is to get you into the top 5?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and there's 12 games left, so they would have to pretty much win every single one. They would have to win every single one.
First pitch misses high and away to Will Turner, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, but you do have to realize that some of these seasons had a few more games. You know? There's a wave and a miss.
Yeah, I would imagine that would.
Because 2018, 90 and 49. My math is correct. That's 139 games, right?
Yeah, I would imagine that would.
Scheduled 132 this season, but Bowling Green also has 2 games that were canceled and won't be made up. The 1-1. This is lifted high in the air towards center field. Underneath it is Homer Bush Jr. He makes the catch for out number 2. So Greenville is down to their final outs here on this Tuesday night.
Number 41, Luis Ravello.
So it's Luis Ravello. It's his first pitch. This is popped up, staying on the infield. Barrios underneath it. He waves his hands and makes the catch for out number 3. So Bowling Green, although it started back and forth, pulls ahead with a 5-run bottom of the 6th, and they win 9-4 here on this Tuesday night. They're now 19-3 in series opening situations, and they move 2.5 games in the lead of this South Division moving forward in this series. This is a massive series between these two teams, and I imagine it's only going to get more competitive as the week goes on. Bowling Green this season, they improve in the second half to 34-18 on the season. That's their 70th win. They're 70-48, while the Greenville Drive dropped to 33-22 in the second half and 59-62 overall. One more time, your final score tonight, 9-4. Bowling Green scores 9 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. Greenville scores 4 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. That'll be it for the game portion of our broadcast. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it'll be Matthew Hargrove on the postgame show right here on the Hot Rods Baseball Network.
At First Bank, we're proud of more than 100 years of financial strength. But on game days, our numbers look even better when they're lighting up a scoreboard printed on a jersey or in bold type on the sports page. We know there's strength in numbers, and nothing's stronger than the bonds formed around local teams. And the return on this investment? Neighbors coming together again year after year. Bank where community is number 1. First Bank. Bank local. Get more team spirit. Member FDIC.
Hey, Hot Rods fans! The Mid Gaming Hall Bowling Green is a proud partner of your Bowling Green Hot Rods, teaming together to deliver big hits and big fun. Located near the mall, Big Fun at the Mid is close by. Plan your next outing at the new Topgolf Swing Suite inside the Post Time Race and Sports Lounge. Check out the Mid